Hello everyone. So in earlier classes we have learnt about collection interface and its various interfaces like list interface, set interface and queue interface. So in last sessions we have covered array list and linked list which comes under list interface. So in today's section we will be covering vector and stack class. So vector and stack is a class which is present over list interface. Also, vector and stack is known as legacy class. So, I told you earlier that legacy classes are those classes which were already present in Java from the very first version of it. So, these classes are legacy classes. Also, it is re-engineered in 1.2 version to implement list interface since list interface came into picture in 1.2 version. So, these classes were re-engineered at that time. So in today's section we'll go through vector and stack. So going forward we'll see that underlying data structure for vector is resizable array and growable array. In vector we have facility like duplicates objects are allowed. It means we can insert duplicates objects over vector. Insertion order is preserved here. It means whatever elements we have inserted we can get their indexes and we can get at what position they are basically added. Null insertion is possible here. We can insert null values in our objects. Heterogeneous objects are allowed. It means elements from different collections objects can be inserted in vector class. Going forward, we can see that vector class implements serializable, clonable and random access interfaces. So we'll go through these interfaces in detail in later classes. Most of the methods present in vectors are synchronized, hence it is thread safe. It means at a particular time we can do insertion and deletion in the same manner. It means it is thread safe, so we won't get any duplicacy. It is best choice if frequent operation is retrieval. Going forward, we can see that there are various constructors which are used in vector class. So the first one is vector v equal to new vector. So it creates an empty vector object with default initial capacity as 10. Once vector reaches its max capacity, a new vector object will be created with new capacity is equal to 2 into current capacity. So whatever vector will be created with this constructor, the initial capacity will be 10 for that. If the size exceeds, if we are adding some other elements after that capacity, then a new capacity will be created with twice of that current capacity. The second constructor is vector v equal to new vector int initial capacity. Here we can provide our own initial capacity. So it will create an empty vector object with a specified initial capacity. We can provide our own initial capacity that we want to create a vector with size 50 or 100 or 20 so that memory can be saved. The third constructor here is vector v equal to new vector int initial capacity int increment capacity. So this creates an empty vector object with initial capacity, and once the vector reaches its max capacity 10, a new vector with only incremented capacity will be created. So this also saves our memory. So in initial point of time only we know that how many elements we want to add. So at that point of time only that capacity will provide an int increment capacity value. So the fourth one is vector v equal to new vector collection C. So this will create an equivalent vector object for the given collection. If we are given a collection elements here in collection C, so equivalent vector object will be created for that collection. Moving forward, we can see that there are certain vector specific methods. So the first one is for adding objects. So we use as add object O. So from collection interface, this method has been taken. The second one is add int index object O. So this is taken from list interface. So these methods were already present in list interface. So we know that vector has inherited list interface, so it will be having all the methods whatever present in list interface, and same is the case will go with collection interface also. The third method here we can see is add element object O. So this has came into picture from vector class only. So an object will be added with the help of this method. The second section is for to remove an element. So the first one is remove element object O. So object O will be removed. The second is remove element at int index. So at that particular index, that element will be removed from the collection object. The third one is remove all elements. So this will remove all the elements from our vector class. Now to access elements, we have certain methods like object element at int index. So we can access a particular element at a proper index. The next one is object first element. So it will retrieve the very first element from the vector class. The next one is object last element method. So its return type is object, so it will give us an object at the last point, at the last section of that vector. The other method can be int size. So it will tell us what is the size of that particular vector. The next one is int capacity. So it will tell us what is the current capacity of that vector. The next method is enumeration elements. So this is basically used for moving in between different vector elements. Now we'll see a small example over vector. So this is the example. Import java.util.star. Then we have written public class vector demo. Inside that we have a main method, public static void main string args. Now we have created a vector object with statement as vector v equal to new vector. Then we have displayed the initial capacity of that vector. We have already learned that initial capacity of any default vector will be 10 only. If we are not providing any capacity, then it will be taken as 10. So when we write as system.out.println v.capacity, then it will give us a value as 10. Now we have written a for loop for it. So the for loop contains for int I equal to 1, I less than 10, I plus plus, and then we have written as v dot add element I. So in this method, at whatever value of I is there, it will be added in the vector. So v dot add element I. So elements from 1 to 9, 1 to 10 will be added in that vector. Now if we write system.out print of v.capacity, then it will display us value as 10. Next we have written v.add element a. So we have learned that if we are not providing any capacity to our vector, so the initial capacity will be 10 only. And once we have added one more element, once its capacity gets exhausted, then the capacity will be enhanced. A new capacity will be given to that vector, and the new capacity will be twice of the initial capacity. So the initial capacity of vector v were 10. Now we have added one element a, so the capacity of vector will be doubled, like twice of 10, it means 20. Now if we'll write system.out.println of v.capacity, then we'll get output as 20 as the capacity gets increased and the value is now 20. Now we have written system.out.println of v, vector v, then we'll get output as 1, 2, 3 up to 10, and then the last one will be a. So this was all about vector. Going forward, we'll see about stack class. So we know that stack is a class which comes under list interface, and it is also called as legacy class. It means it comes with Java package only at 1.0 version. So stack is a child class of vector. It comes under vector. It is specifically designed class for LIFO order, like last in first out order. We have some constructors of stack, like stack s equal to new stack. Now we'll go through various methods which we can use in stack. The first one is object push, object obj. So its return type is object. So for inserting an object to the stack, we'll write this method, like object obj will be pushed in this one. The second method is object pop. So this will be used to remove and return top of the stack. So whatever element will be there at the top, so it will access that one. And its return type is object. That means pop method will give us an object element. The next one is object peek. So one minute. So we were talking about this method, object pop. So this will be used to remove and return top of the stack. The next method is object peek. So it will be used to return the top of the stack without removal of object. The next method is int search object obj. So if the specified object is available, it returns its offset from top of the stack. So if the object is not available, then it returns -1. So this method actually search for a particular object in our stack class. What is offset? So offset is the index whatever is there. So offset, if we are having a stack which contains value as a, b, c, so offset of a is 3, offset of b is 2, and offset of c is equal to 1. Now the next method is empty. So this is used to check whether the stack is empty or not. So we all know that stack is last in first out order. So whatever element is inserted at last, it will be popped out at the first point only. So empty method is used to check whether the stack is empty or not. Now we have one example over it. Like we have written import java.util.start. There we have a class name as class stack. Now we have written a method void main, that public static void main, and we have given string args. Now we have created one object stack s equal to new stack. Now we have written s.push a, so value a will be pushed in our new stack. The next one is s.push b, so b will be pushed above a only. The next one is s.push c, so c will be at the top of b. Now when we'll write system.out.println of s, then it will be given as displayed as a, b, and c. If we will write system.out.println of s.search a, then it will search at what offset a is placed. So offset for a is 3, so this will display us a value as 3. Now we'll write system.out.println of s.search of e. So we are trying to find out that what is the offset for c. For e, the element is e. So we have just seen that we have inserted elements only a, b, and c. We don't have any element like e here. So this will return us a value as -1. If we are not having any element of that particular value, then stack will return us -1 as offset. So this was all about stack and vector. Let me know if you are having any query and questions regarding this. Thanks a lot. Signing off, Chitra Singh. Bye bye.